still
I think.
off air for me. Oh, we're live.
Oh my god. Okay, no, we're live. Okay, it says live.
We're live?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my god.
This is so funny.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Okay, we're live.
Are we? Yay!
Yes. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay. Yeah. We should be live. Okay. Yay. Okay. Are we ready? Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Are we good? Okay. Everyone's ready?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I'm like awkwardly hearing an echo. Is it just me? Okay. Okay.
Wait, I hear it too.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So thank you everyone for coming to our webinar, How to Be #Service Goals. Sorry for a little bit for the delay, but thank you all for joining us despite the late webinar that we do have. So this webinar is going to be hosted by the 2017-2018 District Service Committee. So before we get started, we are going to go ahead and introduce ourselves. Okay. Next. Okay. So we'll go ahead and, like I said, we're all just going to introduce ourselves to all of you so that you know who we are. So I'll go ahead and start. My name is Samantha Ruiz. I am a 4th year from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and I'm your district service chair this year.
Hello, everybody. My name is Zenna. I am a junior transfer at UC Berkeley. I'm a political science major, and I am the administrative executive assistant for this year.
Hi guys, I'm Heather. I'm the Executive Outreach Assistant here at the Service Committee. I go to San Diego State and I'm a microbiology major and I'm starting my 4th year.
Hi, I'm Gavin. I'm a 4th year at UC Berkeley and I'm studying political science. I am Teal SSP North Chair.
Hello, I'm Henry Pham. I go to Cal State Fullerton. I'm a 3rd year and I am currently the DLSSP South Chair.
All right, hi, my name is Emily. I'm a 2nd year at UC Santa Barbara and I'm one of your donation chairs.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha. I attend UCLA. I'm a 3rd year and I'm also a donations chair.
Hey y'all, I'm Arlene. I'm a 4th year legal studies major at UC Santa Cruz and I'm the registration chair for DLSSP North.
All right. Hi everyone, my name is Mariella. I'm from Orange Coast College, 3rd year majoring in biology, and I am your DLSSP chair for South. Registration chair, sorry.
Hi everyone, I'm Cloris. I'm a 3rd year from UC San Diego, studying theater and psychology, and I'm your resources and promotions coordinator.
Okay. Yay. All right. So Mariella, can you go ahead and click next? Thank you. Okay, so now that you know a little bit about who we are, this is just briefly about what we do. So some of the big things the District Service Committee does every year are we plan service events for district event or plan service project for district events such as FTC and DCON. We also are responsible for planning district large-scale service projects North, South, and Hawaii. We provide guidance and support for service officers, create and manage service resources such as like the service resource database on the CNH website. We also serve as liaisons for our home club and division to promote events within the district. We also plan Service Unity Day/week, and which you will be seeing next month, so look out for that. We also promote service throughout the district, again, through like resources and also service events. And then we also are responsible for promoting both the district and international service initiatives. Next, please. Okay, So now we're going to talk about what we can do to improve our service efforts throughout CNH. Personally, I think that there are a lot of ways that we can improve service. Definitely, there's a more exhaustive list than just this one, but this is what we'll be focusing on for this webinar. So just some ways we can improve service are educating members on the importance of doing service. So just making sure your members know why they're doing service and the impacts that they're able to make on their communities through service. Increasing attendance at service events. So we want to make sure that in addition to planning service events, that our members are actually attending them. Getting members excited about service. This can be through promotional things, appreciation, things of that nature. So showing members the impact, like I said earlier, that they're making through service. You really want your members to know that they are positively impacting their communities through the work that they're doing. Again, appreciating your members when they do service, because sometimes going to service is not always an easy thing to do for members for various reasons. So we want to make sure that we do appreciate our members when they do make the effort to come out and make our communities a better place. And also setting service goals and reaching them. This will vary based on, the different clubs that we have, but it's definitely important to keep our goals in mind and also figure out effective ways that we can reach them throughout the year. Okay, and next I am going to introduce Heber, and he's going to talk about how we can increase member participation.
So increasing member participation is always going to be a focus for service chairs. I think for lots of hers, it's become a bit of a problem trying to get people to come out.
It's on my Facebook. Means it's taking too much Wi-Fi.
So something important is to try to tailor your service projects towards your members, because something that you'll find is that sometimes if you set up an event at a certain time, most of your members won't be able to make it out to the event. So depending on the size of your club, it can be helpful to try and figure out each of your members' schedules and try to pick out service projects that are more convenient for your club. So you can also ask your members what service projects they would like to see throughout the term. So this is just data gathering, and this is especially doable for smaller clubs. There are less members, so it's a much more practical option.
You're after Heather? You want me to do it on my phone?
Larger club, you can use surveys to do that too. Another suggestion is to introduce new service projects. So for example, in my club, last year we did a lot of cleanup projects, and we did a lot of tutoring, for example, of lower income communities. So those projects, I would like to see them again, but if they weren't working and getting people to come out to our service events, then that must mean that I might also need to make changes in the type of projects that we do. So any new events that you think of that new members have not attended or heard about can spark interest. For example, an inter-club event with another campus. San Diego State, for example, has UCSD and San Marcos, Palomar. There are various colleges that we can collaborate with. Doing all of this data gathering, for example, it lets your members know that you actually, are taking their what they like into consideration, and it really shows your appreciation. And for that, we're going to have Henry talk about how appreciating your members can also help increase attendance to service events.
Okay, so just give me 1 second. Okay, so some of the few things that you can do to really help get your members out there more is to use appreciation. So I've found that this is personally one of the best methods you can use to really get your members out there, and it's to show them that you appreciate them. It is very, very important that you do this, because people want to know that they're not just waking up at 6. They want to know that they're waking up at 6 a.m. and driving out for 30 minutes for a purpose. They want to know that they have impact. They want to know that, yes, I did something today, and people noticed. So I feel like that's very important. So there's a few things that you can do to show appreciation for your members. One of them is to personally message each of the attendees after a service project if you're the event chair, or if you just really want to if you really want to show someone your appreciation, use a general member. This works too. You can message everyone after individually usually doing it individually is a very effective method because it shows that you actually, like, you really care for this person. You really want them to know. So you message them individually. You say, hey, you did a really good job today. And that really goes for miles because it's really the small things that matter. And that's really how you get people to come back, to keep coming back to service. Some of the things that I found also work is dedicating some time after your service project to really like explain the significance behind a project. So personally for Cal State Fullerton, we call them powwows. Basically, at the end of every service project, we like to gather around in a circle. We have a few people talk about their experience, and then we really explain about the impact that they did. So let's say it's like it's a wetlands restoration project or something like that. So at the end of the project, you would go out there and say, hey, you guys did this. You guys made an impact on our environment. You guys helped. You did this. You did so-and-so. You did so-and-so. And the effects, you can see it like right here physically. You can look at the wetlands. And that's just like one of the examples you can do. This could be for any project. I feel it's really important to really explain because everyone, like it seems like it's common sense to know the impact you did, but people don't really realize it until you let them know about it. So I feel that's very important for this. You can also consider having small socials after each event, just to really that coincides with personally letting everyone know about your appreciation. So you just go, hey, you guys want to get some McDonald's after this, after a hard day, a day full of hard work. So that's really just one of the things you can do. Just make sure that they're appreciated. Like you're not just going out here to just do hard work. Like we're all here together, and that's really what's important about this appreciation. So with a lot of appreciation, you may notice that it does have a lot of communication aspects. So we're gonna have Arlene talk a little bit more about communication.
All right. So as you increase member participation, we want to give you all a quick and very important reminder, and that is that communication is key. Maintaining good and constant communication between you, your members, and most of all, the coordinators of your service projects will help you prevent issues such as little or too many attendees. For example, it's extremely helpful to let the coordinators know how many people to expect, and they will be more prepared to accommodate for everybody. Another example of constant communication being helpful club-wise is that it would allow you to get familiarized with everybody in your club, and it can later help you encourage members to attend service projects. And with that, we'll move on to our next topic, keeping members engaged in service. Gavin will talk about the role of member feedback and public presentation.
Hi. So Heather covered a lot of this earlier, but I'll just briefly remind you of like what he said and add a little bit onto it too, because it's a very important to have a successful service atmosphere in your club. So definitely experiment and see which method of feedback works best for your club, whether it be through surveys, contacting individual club members, or through office hours and feedback meetings. By tailoring service projects to the interests of your club, you can definitely increase participation and overall interest in Circle K as an organization. So if you just look on the slide, there are different ways of reaching out to your members and getting feedback and just a little bit more explaining them. But a lot of these were touched on already, and so I'm just going to move on to the next thing, which is about public presentation. So nowadays we use a lot of social media to promote service events and get members engaged. So one thing that many clubs have begun doing is using Snapchat to give live updates about events that are happening. This allows club members to get involved and be seen having fun at service events, which can encourage others to want to go out to events instead of living vicariously through Snapchat. Just kidding, but for real, it's like really helpful and really great to see like other members enjoying service projects. And Snapchat's a really easy way of doing that. But another thing you can do is use Instagram and Facebook to create posts and pictures that recap the service events from the previous week, day, or whatever time frame you feel is necessary based on like how many events your club has in like the previous whatever time that you decide to post about. This way you can get some publicity for your club service projects and hopefully encourage others to come out to future ones. The next part is just creating a positive atmosphere. So just remember that the goal of service events is to create an impact in your community and have fun while doing that. So it's good to just go out and enjoy that service project and you know, refrain from ranking them or judging them with like past service events, or if like it's a repeat project from a previous year. So that way, like you keep a positive atmosphere and a positive outlook on those events, and it keeps members hyped up and coming out week after week. This especially helps with like past board members or returning members, just hyping up the events as well, talking really well about how it was fun last year and how it'll be great this upcoming year as well. So yeah, now Mariella will talk to us about how we can inspire our members through service.
All right. There are different ways that you can inspire members, and I have them right there. So the first one, we have storytelling. It's just to let your members talk about their experiences for the past events that you guys done for the past month, past week. It's just giving them the opportunity to speak up during the club, telling them how they felt, like they did like it, did they not, did they have fun with the kids, or if the project was children related. So it'll just give the members the what do you call this? The experience to really talk about their feelings about the service, of course. And then we also have Spotlight. I know Orange Coast College does Spotlight of the Week, where we recognize members who have done an incredible job throughout the week, and we want to like spotlight them for the efforts that they made for the club, whether it's attending service events or doing leadership. But usually, just for the service events. No, not really, actually. And then we also have club goals. It's where we can show your members like the short-term goals that you guys have. Right there on the right side, I do have like a goal meter. And it's it's a pretty cool idea where you can start implementing your short-term goals and showing presenting it to your members during general meeting and what you've done for the whole week or maybe the month. Is just to give them an idea of what you guys achieved so far and your highest goal that you want to reach. It'll give members to be more active and like really get on service events and really attend them. Lastly, I also have incentives. This is like the last resort, but it's also a good like way to get members more involved is to give them something that they like. I have boba stamp cards or tsum tsums. Some people even like board dares if they want to dare their board. Anything that will give them laugh and like will give them a good time during the meetings. Also, another way to get members involved is to educate them. We do have our district service initiative as well as our international service initiative. For those of you who don't know that DSI for this year, it is, hold on. It is Be the Change Personal Health, and for our international service initiative, focusing on the future children. One way you can educate them is to host a workshop. Very simple. You can give them facts about what the DSI, and just give them the quick, what do you call this? A quick brief of the 6 subtopics that goes under DSI, and how you can relate it to personal or like everyday life. Anything like that is the smallest thing will make an effect. Also, teach them why we volunteer for nonprofit organizations. Tell them the background stories of why we volunteer for this organization. Giving them this a summary of what we're doing will give them an idea of like, oh, we're not just volunteering for hours. We're volunteering to make a change or doing something for the community, anything like that. And then also you can talk about different types of service events. There's marathons, there's soup kitchens, there's hemopet, anything service related. You can even relate it back to fundraising if you can find a way with that. Anything to make service more intriguing, I guess. And then lastly, I also have impactful versus meaningful service events. For impactful service events, it's more of like the objective of the event. So for say we're volunteering at a soup kitchen, so the impactful, I guess, is where you're passing out or you're helping out to feed the homeless people and you're giving them food. As far as versus meaningful, you'll have a variety of different aspects from your members. It's more of their interpretation of the whole service event. So I think really emphasizing the difference between impactful and meaningful service events will give members a more broader view of what we do for service events. All right. Now, next we have Cloris, who will talk about how we can plan a variety of service events and incorporate service into our two other tenets, which are leadership and fellowship.
Okay, thank you, Mariella. So to keep members engaged with service, obviously we need to have a variety of service projects. And this might seem something that's quite obvious, but I feel like as service officers, we tend to fall within our comfort zone and stay in that lane just because we know it works and we want to repeat what works. But really to try to get more people and more different kinds of members coming out to service projects, it's very, very important that we have a good variety of projects. So first thing, obviously, do your research because only through doing your research can you are able to find new and innovative ideas. And so, for example, some websites you could look up would be maybe the volunteermatch.com. But the online resources are very helpful. Your predecessors are very helpful. Other service leaders in the district are very helpful. So just do your research and really try to have a good mix of service opportunities. So like reoccurring projects like weekly, bi-monthly, monthly, annually. And annually projects are usually very popular for members because it's always something that they can look forward to. But yeah, just alternating the recurring events and then having more like reoccurring, one-time, tabletop, on campus or off campus. Are you interclubbing? So working with other schools. And I find that interclubbing seems to always be fun to meet and work with other people from other schools. And this is especially true for smaller clubs. So, and you get to check that box when you're getting like MRP. So yeah, so just really trying to alternate what kind of service projects you're offering to your members. Now, the next thing that's really important to really try to keep members engaged with service is incorporating it with the leadership and fellowship tenet. Now, I feel like Circle K, yes, we are a service club, but we are composed of 3 tenets. And sometimes it might be easier to just stay within service as service leaders to offer service opportunities. But sometimes we could get creative and really try to incorporate with the other 2 tenets. So in terms of leadership, maybe having more service-oriented committees. They're a great way to really get members involved with the club service. So something like a large-scale service project, impact teams, service teams, also leading by example. So if you don't go to a service event yourself, you can't expect others to go. And this is true not only for yourself, but also for all the other leaders in the club, because all new members are looking up to the leaders for their example. So like fam heads, board members, like all those people, they really live true to the lead by example. In terms of fellowship, you can try to incorporate by like maybe family competitions. So maybe you can have a point system for different service events that members attend. Maybe a recycling competition, a kindness scavenger hunt. So really try to be creative with that. You can have service socials where you host socials and service events side by side with each other. So it would encourage people to really get out there and get to know the people that they're doing service with. So yeah, so these are some ways in which you can keep members engaged with service. Now next, we are going to have Emily talk about our final topic of the night, which is creating positive attitudes towards service.
Okay, hey everyone. So thumbs up in the comment section below if you think having a positive attitude is really important in service. So one of the main things why positive attitude is important is because it's so easy to burn out from service. And one of the most important things to remember is that your service does matter and can impact at least one person. My first tip is to have a bigger picture in mind. For instance, if your club does park cleanups every week and it starts to feel redundant, then set aside some time to come up with a project that you're passionate about. For instance, if you're passionate about mental health, then seek out organizations on campus that can help support your goal. Secondly, learn from mistakes. It's easy to get discouraged from messy communication or bad turnouts or uncooperative officers. But that does not represent a lack of hard work on your part. Sorry, everyone. Being a service officer is all about learning from experience and becoming a better leader because of it. My third tip is to be the person you looked up to when you first joined. We all have that one person in CKI that just seemed like they had it all together. And the same can apply to you. Even if you feel like you're doing a terrible job, members don't really notice this. In fact, your attitude is what members will notice and may be the turning point for members to grow and join as leaders. Finally, the best way to have a positive experience is to surround yourself with positive people. Forming bonds between other officers from your club, division, out of your district, or wherever is really important in just enjoying the club and enjoying what you do, since we're not getting paid for this and we need to find a deeper purpose in it. Although we are a service organization, a good team is based on strong fellowship. Being comfortable around other officers allows communication to flow easily and effectively. Next, Samantha Shen will talk to us about the importance of forming bonds with the people you work with. Take away, Samantha.
Emily. Okay, yeah. So as she said, forming bonds with the people you work with is super, super important. Please remember that you are never alone. Service can definitely be a struggle in clubs sometimes, and keeping up the morale, especially when school gets really hectic. So please remember you have service chairs, e-board members, the LTG, other officers from different divisions that you can connect with, that you can rely on. Please know that you're not alone. So bring your concerns and questions to them. Our club is based on strong fellowship, so make time to listen to each other's stories and maybe be inspired by how each of you guys got into service individually, and that'll help fuel the morale to continue doing service moving forward. And this will also help generate new ideas and cool service you guys can do. And being with others can definitely help you de-stress, talking through your problems and finding solutions for them. And through this, you'll develop a stronger sense of passion and unity. So yeah, just keep a positive attitude and surround yourself with positive people, and know that they can all help you through whatever you're going through. Back to Samantha.
Okay. Yay. Okay. So now we are officially on our questions, comments, concerns. So if there is anything that we addressed in the webinar that you want us to elaborate on, or if you have any type of questions about anything related to service, please feel free to post them in the comments, and we will just kind of answer them in the order that we get them. So yeah. Okay, so I think the first question is, do we need to IRF it if we surf with other clubs? Okay, I don't want to give wrong information on this. I believe the way that the IRF works is if, well, first of all, does anyone from, okay, does anyone from committee want to answer? Because if not, I can answer. No? Okay. So yeah, I'll go ahead and answer. So with the IRFs, I believe, okay, for example, if you, over the summer when members go back home and they are in a different area than where their club is, I know that they're able to participate with their, that other club as long as it's in a 20, or is it 25 or 30-mile radius of that club. So that specifically wouldn't need an IRF. I believe that there are, other requirements that need an IRF, but I don't want to say anything specific. Lawrence, please help me out in the comments if you can with the IRF, because I don't want to give anyone anything wrong. Yeah, so sorry, I'm trying to answer your question, but I don't want to give you the wrong information. I think that Lawrence is a good point of contact, though, definitely for the IRFs, because yes, sorry, I wish I could be more helpful, but yes. So Lawrence, if you want to answer the question in the bottom, that would be good. Okay, so awkward transition to the next question. Okay, So, okay, the next question is, do you mind explaining impactful versus meaningful service again? Okay, so I'm going to just open it up to the committee. So if anyone from committee wants to go ahead and answer that question.
Can I take a stab at it?
Can I go?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Do you want? Does everyone want me to answer it?
Okay. Okay. So, can you hear me?
Is it Samantha?
Not me. I think Samantha Shen's trying to answer the question. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the difference between impactful and meaningful service. So basically, like, meaningful service is a bit more subjective, and what's like meaningful to each person can be different. You go to something and like it felt good because of maybe connected with someone and something, and that's amazing. Like, and it's meaningful to you. But impactful service is more like, it's more objective in that you can see the difference that you've made, maybe in like a number or something. Like if you do a cleanup, you can see how much cleaner it was after you picked up all the garbage versus before.
Is that, I hope that that's a clear explanation. If it's not, please feel free to follow up in the comments and we can, like, you know, hopefully like figure out potentially a more detailed explanation. But yeah, I hope that helps for the person that asked that question. Okay, Lawrence, in regards to my eyebrow question, it literally takes me like 2 minutes to do my eyebrows. So yes, thank you for asking. Okay, okay. So the next question is for the International Service Initiative, how young are children? So I want to say that the age is between, it's like children that are, I believe, 6 to 13 years old. So it's just youth in that range. So any project you do that benefits like people within that range would count under the International Service Initiative. Okay. And the next question is, for a small club, what kind of service events do you recommend? Again, anyone from committee, if you want to answer?
I can take this one.
Okay.
Dang it.
So my club is fairly small. So something that we like to do is clean up. So it's easy to organize, and you don't need a large group. Personally, we participate with San Diego Parks and Rec. Your city probably has a similar department that you can reach out to and organize events with them. They usually clean small plots of land that don't require large groups to make a difference. So something else that you can do is, well, for the most part, you can actually do most types of service events. I've found that having too many volunteers has been a bigger issue in the past. If I'm trying to run a service event, I don't usually find that organizations that we're volunteering with have a problem with us only taking, for example, 5 people to an event. They appreciate having the help, basically. So I wouldn't say you have to narrow your I guess the type of events that you do just based on how many people you can take. I think very few events are going to require you to bring a large group of people. So I say basically almost anything that you can think of, you'll be fine with a few members. If the problem is, transportation, because you don't have that many people, and maybe you don't have cars available at all times, then maybe something on campus, tabletop events, anything of that sort.
Can I also add something?
Yeah.
Okay, I know this doesn't really go to your question really, but something you can think about for smaller clubs is to interclub with other clubs close to you or like within your division, because I feel like if you interclub with them, you will get more interaction with more people, and you get to experience more of a service that is, I don't want to say it's like very basic, but like more fun, I guess. So try to message people from your division if you can about service events that you can attend with them, and then go from there. So just try to sometimes reach out a little bit, and if not, you can look at service event that your school provides as well, because most of the schools have like community or service frats or community organizations. You can try and ask them and just go from there. Hope that helps.
So anyone have anything else they want to add? No? Okay. So I think the last question I see right now, unless anyone adds in, any other questions, is how do I not awkwardly reach out to other VPSs outside of my division when trying to plan an interclub? Most personal conversations die, so we begin to lose interclub incentive, aka RIP event. Does anyone want to answer this question from the committee?
I can answer this one.
Okay.
So when you're planning interclub events, when you reach out to them, are you starting a personal conversation with them, or are you starting to plan the interclub already? Because what I like to do is just be direct and just be like, hey, like, let's plan an interclub together. And usually that gets like people, that gives them an incentive to keep talking to you. And that way you can both start planning the event. Another way to make sure that event does happen is to kind of plan the event on your own already, just so you have a solid foundation of what you want to do, transportation, how to get people there, and then work together with that club. And then Henry would like to add some more words.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're really clear about your intentions, it doesn't have to be awkward. Like some of the things you can just utilize is just really just get to know them after you message them. Hey, let's do an interclub. My name's Henry, by the way, and I'm Donald's. So really, I mean, just get to know them. It's only awkward if you make it awkward. So I feel that's really incentive enough. And from then on, it's really up to you on how you want to go about conducting your interclub.
Does anyone else want to add anything?
I have something to add.
Yeah.
So I feel like interclubbing, something that I mean, people approach it differently, but the way I like to approach it is in a more, how do you say it? I guess formal way. And what I mean by that is I have a like outline, like a whole script, and I email these people. So it's just kind of like it's a more professional approach. Not really like I'm not saying like trying to personally contact them isn't. It's just like a different way. But when I like email them, I just straight up say, hi, my name is blah blah blah. I'm from here, and I would like to, if the chance comes, I would like to work with you or something like that. And something that I learned with collaborating in general is that if you're going to reach out to someone first, they're going to expect you to plan most of it, which means that when you email someone and if they respond like, oh, what ideas do you have? You should have some sort of idea already set. And that way, so basically it means that you're probably going to take more of the lead, even though it's a collaboration. And by expecting it to be this way, it kind of keeps the event going forward. So it's not going to like never happen in a sense. But I mean, all collaborations are different. This is just like one perspective towards this issue. But yeah, that's just what I want to say.
Yay. Okay, thank you everyone that contributed to that question. Okay. Are there any other, I don't see any questions in the like chat. Does anyone want to add anything before we kind of like wrap it up? Also, I just want to add, if you don't have any questions at this time, that's totally okay. You can always feel free to like reach out to me or another member of the service committee if you have any questions at any time or concerns like regarding service, and we'll definitely be able to help you out or at least point you in the right direction to get you like the answer or resource that you need to make whatever you're doing successful. Yeah, I think that's it for questions. Yay. Okay. So like I said, feel free to reach out to us if you all ever need anything. Thank you all so much for attending this webinar. I really appreciate you all coming out and supporting us, even though it is late at night and a lot of us have school tomorrow. So yeah, thank you all. Yeah, if there's anything anyone else wants to add, I think we're good.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh my God. Okay, thank you everyone for coming.